It's so easy today, especially today with technology and notifications and emails and WhatsApps and all the things we have going on in life, all of which can be very powerful and helpful at facilitating connections. You know, you can have a WhatsApp chat with friends from high school that you haven't seen in decades. You can have a WhatsApp chat with friends, with family that lives all around the world, and you share photos and stories, and it can be a very powerful source of connection. But if we're not careful, these tools can also destroy our sense of connection even with ourselves. If we get so distracted by notifications and by lights and by dinging sounds on our phones and by checking things and by distracted by all the things that are happening outside of ourselves, and we don't spend any time just being present with ourselves, present with who we are, present with what our lives are about, with our identities, we can become so distracted and our lives can become so superficial and externally oriented, we don't even realize that we don't even have a connection with ourselves anymore. And the outcome of that over time, again, it's gradual, it's less tangible, but the outcome of that can be absolutely catastrophic. And it's the same idea that this is what Teshuvah is all about. Teshuvah is about returning to who we are, being connected with who we truly are. You know, and if a person's feeling lost and spread thin and feels that sort of hole and emptiness inside, a really good place to start is to say, like, do I spend any time alone with myself? When was the last time I thought about my identity and what I'm about and what my life is about, and take a few minutes before I go to sleep at night to think about who I am and what my life's about and why I'm here? You know, sometimes the first thing we need to do is to get to know ourselves again. To build a connection with ourselves. And then on top of that, to then go, once we work on that, and it can be a surprisingly difficult thing to do if it's been a long time since we did it and we've gotten caught up in superficial and external things. It can be very difficult to go through the process of, you know, of connecting with ourselves, especially if we've become sort of addicted to the notifications and the dings and the lights and everything else. To just put all of that away and just sit quietly and reconnect with ourselves can be very difficult at first. But it's so important and so necessary and so powerful. And quite quickly, it starts to have a very big impact on our well-being and filling that hole. And once we connect with ourselves somewhat, the next step is to connect with things in addition to or outside of ourselves, with friends, with family, with the Creator. And the stronger and more profound those connections are, the more powerful the contribution to our well-being is. And this is what Teshuvah is literally. Teshuvah is literally returning to who we are. If we've lost the path of our true identity, we've gotten distracted by things that we've got, or gotten caught up in things that aren't really true to who we are, Teshuvah is return. That's literally what the word means, because that's the essence of repentance. The essence of repentance is reconnecting with ourselves, returning to who we are, and everything else follows naturally.